stand up and move around whatsoever while our train is moving, keeping your headphones and feet inside the cars at all times. Eating, drinking, smoking, vaping are not allowed, but water from your cold water bottle is encouraged. We're going to make our way over to the Susquehanna station at this time, so sit back, enjoy the train ride. My name is Christine and I'm your conductor. As we pull away, wicked away to goodbye to our station master, Pat and Don, thanking them for making sure everybody boarded safely and getting us out on time. When you came into Greenfield Village today, you entered into over 300 years of American history. It was a dream that Henry Ford had. Henry Ford wanted a place where people could come and see what those who lived long before us made with their hands and used with their hands. So that you'd be inspired. I'm hoping something sparks your imagination today. Our village is divided into 7 different districts. The very first one is the Henry Ford Model T. To the left, you'll see a white farmhouse. It's the birthplace of Henry Ford, born on the 2nd floor there on July 30th, 1863. Children. After learning more about his early life, take a short walk over to the Ford Motor Company. You'll learn how he came up with the vision of a motor car, the 1908 Model T States. To visit our Daggett family farmhouse, built in 1754 from Andover, Connecticut, before the American Revolutionary War. For you to try out today here at Greenfield Village. Over at our you can see glass blowing, pottery making, weekend. And also, it will be a championship like no other. Every summer we commemorate the Detroit's 1867 World Baseball Tournament with the gathering of teams that play an outstanding weekend of America's game by the rules of 1867. It is unquestionably the nation's greatest 2-day expedition of historic baseball, and will end up with only 1 team and 10 through 11th grade over at the other building. To be a student here, one must live in Wayne County, Michigan. After submitting your application, it becomes the luck of the draw, which you're able to attend high school here for 4 years tuition free. Also coming up on August 13th and 14th, that's the Wednesday and Thursday in the coming week, we are hosting Twilight Bike Ride here at Greenfield Village. The village closes at 5 o'clock and opening at 6 o'clock. To us is our Taste of History restaurant. It's cafeteria style. The recipes come from our historic farms here at Greenfield Village. That's really our Eagle Tavern restaurant. Continues back into the doors and back into 1850. Popular then. We also have our Stanton 34 restaurant, just opened last year, and they have such a wide selection on their menus. All of our restaurants end serving hot meals at 3 o'clock. We are now coming into our appreciation. Please remain seated. The engineer will celebrate, giving us the sound of a single whistle, letting us know it's safe to come off the train. If you are boarding here, you're exiting to your left side. As we pull in, wait below our station master bike. And we're only here for 4 minutes. So, should you be deboarding, make sure you have all your possessions with you. There's the whistle, and thank you for riding with us on the Greenfield Village Railway. I want to remind everybody we are running peak trains today, so they will be coming to the station approximately at this time. Let's wave goodbye to Mike, our station master. Thanks for making sure everybody boarded safely and getting us out on time. Over to your left, we are now on our railroad junction district with Smith Creek Depot. It's built in 1858 for the Grand Trunk Railway. Smith Creek was located about 10 miles west of Fort Huron, Michigan. Henry Ford had this brought here in 1929 when he learned that there was a young Thomas Edison connection. When you go inside, we have a presenter there. He'll tell you about the life of the station master and also about that young Thomas Edison connection. Across the street, we have our Edison illuminating power plant from Detroit, where young Henry Ford had his first professional job as chief steam engineer back in the 1890s. This is when he was working on that motorcycle, which led to that car that he came up with. And then we have our Detroit Central Market. It's a vegetable shed. There's a program, a short program of our actors portraying life, what it was like behind the scenes before the marketplace opens. Do stop over there for the short program. In front of us is the Detroit Toledo Milwaukee Roundhouse that was built in the year 2000, made to look like one from Marshall, Michigan back in 1884. In front of it sits the Pierre Art Marquette turntable that was built in 1901. That's how we get our locomotives in and out of the roundhouse. And you can test your strength. There is a timetable on the fence there where our staff member will come out and you will be able to do a demonstration of the turntable. I'm told even a 6-year-old can push that 40-ton turntable. Roundhouses like this have disappeared with the advent of the diesel electric. Go inside and learn more about that. You can visit glass blowing cabinet, weaving, and a printing office. The artisans are working just like they did back in the 1800s, using some of the tools back then. We also have the Ranger grist mill, the Gunsel retarding mill, and the Tripp sawmill, all within the 1800s, which you could go in and visit. Now we're coming into enjoy the sight, sounds, and smells of genuine farm. Our staff are dressed in period clothing like that of 1855, carrying out on a farm back in the day. The home is the birthplace of Harvey Firestone, built in 1828. He's the person who supplied Henry Ford with tires. We have apple orchards, pear, peach orchards, and stuff. And we have the animals that are being kept in the barn, the crops going in the field, all true to what the Firestone family would have had back in the day. Going inside, you'll learn what the family is preparing for the midday meal. We are now coming into the Firestone station. Please remain seated. The engineer will celebrate, giving us the sound of a single whistle, letting us know it's safe to come off the train. If you are boarding here, you're exiting off to your left side. Right side. The right side, the right way. When you do step onto the platform, then you're going to make a left with the exit gate. Wait for that whistle before you stand up.
head and feet all inside the car. Last, there is no vaping, smoking, eating or drinking on the train except water. You may have the water, but please make sure you don't spill it. On the left-hand side, as we cross the place here, you'll look up the street, you can see the red barn right across from it is the Model T loading dock, which is in the Model T district. That is the first of 7 districts here in Greenfield Village. You can ride a real Model T up there behind the Ford Motor Company building. This next thing to look for here is that white building inside the picket fence on your left. That building is the birthplace of Henry Ford, and there are presenters in there who can tell you what Henry Ford experienced growing up while he was in that building. And right across the street from it is the Model T. Students, either outside or in their classrooms, or sometimes going on field trips with them. 9th graders are admitted to Henry Ford Academy from Wayne County. If they've applied, they've been chosen by lottery to enter 9th grade. 9th grade meets over in the museum. 10th and 11th grade meets out here, and we're coming up on just ahead on the left, you'll see a little stone building. That's a gatehouse, but on the top of the hill behind it is Martha Mary Chapel. It is a non-denominational chapel that Henry Ford had built here. He then named it for his mother and his mother-in-law. We have many, many weddings during the season that we're open here at Greenfield Village. Once the weather starts to get warm, it's very popular, and we have weddings Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday sometimes. Next to the chapel is a green building. That's the entrance to Taste of History, our cafeteria-style restaurant. We'll be approaching our 1884 roundhouse from Marshall, Michigan. That's the one that was on the Detroit, Toledo, Milwaukee Railroad. It was a real working roundhouse, and it is again here. It went out of business. Firestone and Firestone Tire and Rubber Company moved here from Columbiana County, Ohio. In the farmhouse, each day they prepare a meal for all the farm workers to have for lunch. Also, up behind it is the barn where most of our livestock is kept here in Greenfield Village. Firestone Station. That is the station that's closest to the entrance and exit to Greenfield Village. If you plan to get off at this station, we ask that you remain seated until the engineer pulls the train into position, sets the brake, and blows the whistle one time. When he blows it that one time, you can deboard on the right-hand side only. We ask that you check behind you to make sure that you don't leave something on the train that you should be taking with you. building is one that is actually the building that we live in.
I guess these lights don't blink. Now they're blinking. Maybe they just didn't. No, yeah, they were. I guess these backlights don't turn on until this gate goes down. I don't know.
So you can tilt and move to the left or right, so you can go sides on you just flip up, so you can drop valves on the track on either side. And I don't even know if it's finished. They started that project, and they found that we should take
Here's Edison's tender, the Plymouth, and here's the locomotive. He's doing some kind of work on it. It's missing a wheel. I think, yeah. There's Edison. And there's Torch Lake.
Over there, learn more about your building license, stop over to the company. Well, you're